Speak softly, she said. Like sip coffee, she didn't want this kiss to burn. Previously, lessons learned had her wondering when love would find her turn. She reduced each relationship to ashes. She put a passion inside a urn to remember the beauty on the mantelpiece despite the fire that burned below her. She was tired of these fingertips that didn't know her. Said these men touched her with latex gloves. Meanwhile, the dirty mattress they had sex on left stains on her of making love. So she sits down in the shower, Indian style in the tub, hoping the low water pressure would wash away her transgressions. Bowing her head in repentance, cause how could she learn the same lesson again? Her figure impressed the men. Developed the body of a woman young, so she got more attention than the rest of them. Her popularity could have been measured by what size bra she was in. A double D at 15, at high school, she could contend, pretending like everything was fine. But so ugly was her mind. She thought each brother was a lover, but they committed a vascular crime and stole her heart. She gave her innocence thinking they would take the charge. Facing 3 neglectful sentences, they just wanted her to play a part. Lay down and take one for the team. So what if it doesn't feel right? They'd started having sex in the morning just so they would spend the night. Always live life as a side chick. Never the heroine, just a sidekick. Cause once they flipped her, they dismissed her. Played out like Jamaican psychics. Laid down like an Easter outfit, they only loved her once a year. And all these problems bubbling in her popped up in my ear. I said, sweetheart, dry your tears. With no intention of game spitting, I believe you can be a man's main course if only to yourself. Thanks was given. Stop falling for these jive turkeys. Only interested in wishbone splitting. Make them remove their socks and shoes in gravel parking lots and start kicking. Stop wishing on falling stars that only shoot past you in the nighttime. Keep what's left of your heart, and you will always remain in your right mind. Sweetheart, I see you shine when all you read are shades of gray. Let those dogs get caught in your headlights as you begin to pave the way. Stop waiting on Captain Save a Girl to fly through and save the day, and I promise you'll find a man who has enough courage to stay. For now, you can just lay assured. Consider your past afflictions cured. Remember, those men are only driven by thoughts on taking on your curves. Make them see you, and not the feathers that make you a beautiful bird. And if they can keep from caging you, your songs of devotion will be well deserved. She understood. She kissed my cheek and whispered thank you ever so softly. As we prepared to sit back and just sip on this coffee, Part 2. I was once told a story, not knowing who the author was, about a young single mother who didn't know who the father was, kicked out cause her father noticed the little gut. And in an argument he said, "No slut lives in this hut." Her best friend picks her up. packs a car full of stuff. Her mother screams, "That's enough," but she continues to call the bluff. Her father says, "Just let her go. I never meant to raise a hoe." I guess granddad was mad that this went on and he didn't know, so the next day at school is hectic. Everybody's a detective, trying to figure out what happened, how it happened, and who she slept with. Some see the baby as a burden. They think it's something to be stressed with, but she figured she's going to keep it. She thought it was something to be blessed with, so she lines up the suspects. It was only 3 dudes she crept with, and 2 she ruled out because only 1 was unprotected. So she approached the dude she messed with and said, "I think we need to talk." He said, "I heard what's been going on, baby, and I think you need to walk." She doesn't cry. Ain't got time. She got to be at work in an hour. And she still got to do her homework, change her clothes, and take a shower. So now her problems seem to tower. And she's too high up off the ground, playing 9/11 planes from heaven come just to knock her towers down. Her stomach's not getting any smaller. And the father, still a no-show. Not enough money for new clothes, so sometimes her belly button's exposed. "Girl, you about to explode." That's what her friends say with joy. At a baby shower dressed in blue. To welcome this new little boy, her due date's a week away. But her water breaks a week early. So she calls her friend and says, "Meet me at the hospital in a hurry." She goes through 5 hours of labor. But now the baby's finally out. Released from that tomb of a womb with a push prayer and a shout. The doctors take the baby out, and then her friend walks in. She says, "I hope you're not mad, but your dad just had to make amends." He apologizes to her and invites her back in the house. Said he simply overreacted, didn't know what was coming out of his mouth. So they all stand next to her bed when the doctor turns his head and he shakes it. Then he approaches the new mother and says, "I'm sorry, but your baby didn't make it." She sits there stunned without statement. The father says, "What's the situation?" The doctor said, "We don't understand what happened. Must have been breathing complications." No one says anything after that. Tears of sorrow are held up because the weight of grief and disbelief keep their eyes from welling up. She looks to the sky and asks, "Why? Lord, I thought I followed every step." Her father placed his hand on her shoulder and said, "Baby, maybe you just wasn't ready yet." Thank you.